you for bearing with us. How many of you have been to Bhutan? Raise your hand. How many of you have been to Bhutan? I know you guys have been to Bhutan many times. A lot of you have not been to Bhutan. Yes, bucket list, yeah. I think you have to come back again and again. A lot of people say it's a bucket list. And I have the honor to promote such a beautiful country. Of course, Lugano is such a beautiful place. But Bhutan is a small landlocked country. I think you saw in the map earlier, China and India. We have the biggest neighbor next to us. We're fortunate to have them close, and it's a beautiful country. So many of you have not been. Hopefully, after my presentation, you'll change your mind and be there as soon as possible, because we need people to visit Bhutan. Okay. You know, I had one of the most senior person left our office, and she was not feeling well. So we went to visit her, and she got all these flowers, beautiful roses, and all these flowers. And one of the guys liked this flower, and she wanted to cut the flower. And another friend of mine said, no, don't do it. You know, you should appreciate flower. And that's when we engage in our conversation of liking and loving. And we went on and saying that, if you like, you cut the flower. You don't even care, what's happened after you cut the flower. But if you love, you nurture. You feel good about yourself. You feel good about the flower being, becoming more. You feel good about keeping it there so that it brings joy to the person sitting next to it. So it was very powerful. And I was thinking, this is very much what our tourism policy is all about. Okay. So our tourism policy is regenerative. This high value, low volume, the essence of this is regenerative tourism. We want tourism to make our country better. We want tourism to make our lives better. And like the flower, we want tourism to make people who come and visit us, their experiences better. They find transformative experiences in Bhutan. So that is the essence of our tourism. And that is where we want to get it. And ESG, it's very strongly aligned to what we are trying to do. And I'm very glad that we are here. So this high value, low volume, the idea of this flower and the tourism industry of Bhutan is exactly what we're trying to do. Travel that regenerates, travel that restores, and travel that cares. So that is what we're trying to do as a small country. It doesn't mean that we don't need money. We need a lot. That's why I'm saying, please come and visit us, because we need money. And like the CEO mentioned earlier, I think, DHI, that we've actually done so good in GNH that actually failed economically at some point of time. So that's why I think tourism is important, urgent, but that is our focus. Now, how do we make sure that tourism is regenerative? How do we make sure that tourism makes Bhutan better? Tourism makes our lives better. Tourism makes people who visit Bhutan make better. One of the key components is something called the Sustainable Development Fee. So we call it SDF. Every visitor that comes to Bhutan must pay $100. That's not inclusive of anything. It's just a levy from the government. Contribution to regenerate Bhutan. Contribution for you to feel good about your travel. Contribution to make lives better for people in Bhutan. So SDF plays a very important role. So every visitor that comes to Bhutan must pay $100 per person per night. And of course, you can process your own visa. You can use, we highly recommend for you to use the services of a tour operator. The other thing is we have certified tour guides. We're very privileged to have Dennis with us. He's a tour guide, but we tell him he likes to be called as caretaker. If it wasn't for Dennis, we would not have seen Lugano better. And that is the role of tour guides for Bhutan. We want our people visiting Bhutan to have this conscious choices of their travel. Everybody would like to have a good time in their travel. You don't have to stress. If you didn't have Dennis with us, I would be looking online, so many information, so much information. AI would say something, Google would say something, so very confusing. But more so, I think we'd not be able to connect places as much as when we have tour guides. That's the other way. So you must have a tour guide, certified tour guide, professionally trained, who is going to be the bridge. And one of the most experiences that tourists say when they visit Bhutan is their interaction with people, and mostly through guides. So that's a very important part of how a lot of people before visited Bhutan, they think that, they're putting a CCTV on us with having to have a guide mandatory. But actually, when they experience it afterwards, they say, this kind of the requirement is actually good because we can connect more, we can be more mindful, we can be more conscious. The other thing is we must stay in certified accommodation, and our goal is to have, maybe ESG can help us, have green hotel standards, compulsory, environmental friendly, societal friendly, community based, visitor friendly, customer based. So we are piloting this, but our accommodation certification program has its minimum requirements of environment, social, economic requirements. That's how we make sure that we live up to this regenerative dream of high value, low volume tourism. Then, if you want to go trekking, you just can't go anywhere you like. So this, I think the pointer is not working. So you see that green dotted patterns. These are biological corridors. Tourism cannot happen in this area. This is highways for our animals to move from one park to another park. So the green, the neon, let me call it a neon green, are all parks. So over 51% of our country is protected with parks. And the green dotted ones are the ones that how they move, animals move. If you really want to believe regenerative, it's not only humans, selfish humans' priority. We have to be proprietors by biodiversity. So when you go for trekking and camping, you cannot have this in these places. So when we allow people to go on trekking, these are the places we leave out for animals. You're just there to enjoy, you're there to appreciate. And you contribute through your STF contribution and through other means. So that's other way of how we live up to regenerative tourism. Then I feel very proud to have the world's highest unclimbed mountain, Mount Kankerfinsum. I did this amazing snowman trek. It took me 12 days. That is when I got sick for 1 week. And somehow I was ill-advised. And at the end of 1 week, they told me to drink hot milk. Then I had diarrhea. I couldn't even walk. But the main reason I did this is because of this. I wanted to go up close with one of the most highest unclimbed mountain in the world. And if you're talking about regenerative, if you're talking about prioritizing conservation, this is walking the talk. So I'm very proud to show this. I think the director GNH Center mentioned that you cannot do mountaineering. So mountaineering beyond 6,000 meters, which is about, I think, 16,000 feet, it's banned. And for two reasons we say normally. One is we worship mountains as abodes of gods. Imagine if we allow tourism, the government allows tourists to climb mountains and the local communities will hurt their sentiments. It's not regenerative. So that's why one of the reasons. The other was environmental reasons. You would rather have a place like that, beautiful, with very few people, no litter. They'd make a lot of money and destroy this place. So these are policies and strategies that we live up to regenerative. I mean, like I said, we make a lot of money. If we allow somebody to climb this mountain, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who bid a lot of money, thousands of dollars. So we're the first one to climb, but we don't want to do. We want to make money, but not in that way, right? What's going up? Sorry. The handsome man is getting nervous here now. The other thing I like is this valley. It's called the Phobjika and Gangti Valley, one of the most visited sites. And I really like, because there's one place in the center of the valley where humans can't go. It's only for the cranes. So black-necked crane, the very rare species that come from Tibetan Plateau towards the I think end of November, and they leave around mid-February, end February, early March. And this whole place is protected. It's expensive to protect. They put all the power lines, electric poles, the wires underground, because it's a very important place for the rare bird. And we, like I said, there's protection. So again, this is how we live up to our commitment to regenerative tourism. We have to make the lives of our animals, biodiversity better, not just us as human beings. So people say that, is it carrying capacity that you're looking at? No. We're looking at limits to acceptable change. How many numbers is good number so that we can live in peace and tourists will have their own space to enjoy Bhutan? That is very important. If you look at the carrying capacity, we have about 14,600 beds. And if you multiply that in a year, we can do 5.6 million. Pre-COVID, we had about 0.3 million tourists, and some of us were suffocating. So carrying capacity-wise, you can do 5.6 million. But if you look at limits to acceptable change, even 0.3 million, it's actually suffocating for us. It wasn't good for tourists, it wasn't good for us. So we had to really have concept like that and be mindful. So it's about take nothing but memories, the famous quote, and leave nothing but footprints, but leave nothing but regeneration for us. Sometimes the footprints are also not so good. We better have regeneration. So that's what we're looking at. And of course, we have talked a lot about our kings. I'm very grateful to have visionary kings. And they are the architects. Of course, the father, fourth king. 1974 was when Bhutan first opened to tourism. As I was looking online and see how much money did we make in 1974, what was our economy? We were very poor than 1974. And in fact, experts recommended to His Majesty the fourth king that if you open it to mass tourism, Bhutan will actually make a lot of money. But he had a vision for Bhutan. And then this word sustainable tourism was not there. People don't really think about sustainable tourism. But he actually went ahead. Sustainable tourism is reducing the impact. But regenerative is actually making the place better. So this is how, so we look up to our monarchs for a lot of things. And tourism, I'm very privileged. Today, I've spent 20 years in tourism. I've not moved around much in other sectors. I'm very proud to be working and promoting tourism because it is something that I believe. It is something that the world believes. It is something that ESG believes. It's something that you all believe. That's why you're here. So this is something it's very good for us, for the environment, and for the earth. So these are the architects. Now, last couple of days, whether I'm in this room or traveling with our fantastic caretaker Dennis, I was thinking, how do we make this relevant to people here? Can we do something called regenerative tourism meets blockchain through ESG? How can blockchain support regenerative tourism? And I see a huge potential. I wanted to actually put a photo of an ocean, but unfortunately we don't have an ocean. We have a smaller lake compared to what you have here, but it's deep. So the potential of regenerative tourism through blockchain is enormous. So we're looking at maybe can we use data and insights, marketing, storytelling, revenue, conservation, community-based, carbon credit travel. So these are some of the things I was thinking for myself as blockchain, crypto can play an important role to help regenerate places, not just Bhutan, but many other places. And we really love Lugano. It's one of the best places I've actually visited. It's so regenerative. It's so peaceful. You have your own space, just like Bhutan. And I cannot believe that when I looked online, it's like 60,000 people. Looking at the number of buildings, it looks more. But you have your own space here. And that is what Bhutan wants to have, your own space, regenerative for tourists and for Bhutan. So these are some of the areas we're thinking, tokenization, green hotel credits, but we're very interested in carbon credit travel. This is something that we really want to work on. So next time, maybe ESG, Professor and Marco, regenerative tourism through blockchain. Yeah? Deal? Okay, thank you.
You're coming back after that one.
Yeah, sure. You are the witness, huh? Yes, thank you. And we are the first country to have a nationwide crypto payment system with Binance Pay. So a lot of people think that Bhutan is not very restrictive, not open, welcoming, but we're the first country in the world to have Binance Pay, a crypto payment system. So blockchain, crypto is very much welcome. So that's me sitting next to the Binance CEO, talking about how much excited we are. So I think just quick few slides. I know there's a tea break. This is one of the most visited temples called the Tiger's Nest. It's Taksang Monastery. It's a day's hike. I think you have to take your own time. The most visited site. I'm sure if you don't know, if you have not seen this Bhutan, then you're not online. You have to be online. Yeah. So feel guilty, right? That's under one of the beautiful passes between capital city of Thimphu and wonderful Punakha Valley. This is Punakha Zong and this is Tuchula Pass. A lot of people spend here. I think if you go early in the morning, you'd see 360 view of the snow-capped mountains. This is one of the fortresses. We have 20 districts, and each district has a fortress like this. We call it Zong, and has a male and female river, a beautiful suspension bridge on the male side of the river, which is right side for you. Then, if you have more time, this is where east connects west and west connects east. This is our national highway before the roads came in. So it's about 403 kilometers. You could probably do about 28 days if you're a fast walker, or to 40-something days. And if you're doing the snowman trek, it's similar, 21 days up in the mountains. But for snowman trek, you have to be really fit. I thought I was fit, but I got sick. I love mountain hiking, but I got sick. So acclimatization is very important for snowman trek. But snowman trek is one of the most amazing treks I've done in my life. I don't think I can do it again. But it's one of the most amazing. And if you're a trekker, that is a must-do for you. And this one goes through communities, valleys, mountains. This is a mix of mountains, valleys, people, rivers, forests. So this is something that you could do. The other one is Yeti. We have one park dedicated for Yeti. It's Eastern Park called Sakteng Wildlife Sanctuary. There are a lot of stories of how some of them fought with Yeti. I'm not sure whether it really happened, but we're trying to do something called Yetiscape. So we'll have people going looking for Yeti in the evening, and do Yeti races and Yeti marathons. But you never know, you might actually come across Yeti and you'll be the first person, become very famous and make a lot of money spotting Yeti, right? Yeah.
If you come back on the Yeti then.
Yeah, probably. That's true, right? But this is something that we are trying to do. It's a very exciting place in Eastern Bhutan. I think I didn't put the photo of how people look because I had to cut down the slides. I didn't really want to make it so long. The other thing is textile. This beautiful village called Khoma is known for very priceless textiles. And if you're into textiles, this is one of the best places to go, Eastern Bhutan, called Khoma. Then Samazongka, we are trying to do a beer festival, maybe a copy of Oktoberfest. We have our own beer. A lot of people like Red Panda beer. I like 11,000 because it's very strong. I started with 11,000. But Red Panda beer is very popular. So we want to do a beer festival looking towards April or May next year. Then I love this. Shragopan. This is a very, very colorful bird. And I think many passes in Bhutan, if you go early in the morning, you see so many of them. They come on the road, there's so many of them. But this special place, the reason I say Karungla in Trashigang is, you can see these 3 rare birds in a very close proximity. I haven't seen it. So we're trying to brand this as a Trakovan village. So you'll have a Trakovan race, you have a Trakovan cafe already there, camping, everything. This is something I'm very excited about, Eastern Bhutan as well. Then we have the world's most thrilling airport. Not a dangerous airport, by the way. It's a thrilling airport because I've seen so many people cry even before they land. Seriously, it's because of the experience. And you put the music, it's even more amazing. It's one of the most thrilling airports. And the only airport in the world probably so far that I've experienced is where you forget about where you're going. You just get out and you're breathing the fresh air, taking photographs, Sometimes you have to say, people, you have to move now. It doesn't happen in other airports. I have never seen. Maybe there are a few airports. I think it is possible here in Lugano. It's a beautiful place. But this is where it starts. So it's one of the most thrilling airports. And some of the top experiences is the village homestays. Where you get an opportunity to sit down with the family, cook momos, our national dish emadati, have a chat. This has been one of the top experiences for people who visit. So this is a summary of overview of Bhutan. I hope I have made you excited enough to come and see us. My name is Damchu, by the way, and I head the National Tourism Office. It's been a privilege. I'm very excited to be part of it. It's got me a lot thinking. This ESG forum has been very enriching for me. I really want to. I've been nudging my caretaker, our caretaker Dennis, saying, "Let's do this." And hopefully, by the time we come back next year, we'll have something rolling. But been a very exciting journey for us. Thank you for having us, and thank you for bearing with us. It's a small country, like I said, it's a long presentation, so a couple of presentations, but we are here maybe 1 hour or so. But before I leave, I think I forgot to explain. Probably you're wondering why we are wearing like this. This is our national dress called Go. It's Go. And sometimes people ask us, are you by chance located next to Scotland? Because it looks like kilt, yeah? So no, it's a Go, our national dress. And the boots we're wearing, it's called Tsoklam. Tsok is where, I think it's coming together. We wear this on a very special occasion. Today is a special occasion. ESG blockchain is a very special occasion for us, and having Bhutan be part of it. So we're very happy to wear this Tsoklam. So Go, we wear this every day. And it makes my job easier. When I wear this in Go, a lot of people say, "Oh, Bhutan." Then I don't have to introduce. Half of my work is done. And like the Swiss knife and Swiss cheese, this is what it does to me as Bhutanese. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. If there's anything, we're sitting at the back benches, by the way, and we'll be glad to talk to you. So thank you very much.